Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the University of Science and Computer Technology, STEKOM University in Semarang, Indonesia, for the webinar international event, The Incredible Creativity of Deepfakes and the Worthy Future of AI. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Novita and I will be hosting you for today's event. Now, please let me welcome our special guest for today. Welcome to the Honorable Ms. Olena Parshyna, as a Doctor of Science Economy, Science of Ukraine, Professor of Cybersecurity and Information Technology Department from University of Custom and Finance from the Ukraine. To the Honorable Ms. Mykola Kostikov, as a Ph.D. Associate Professor at Department of Information Technology, Artificial Intelligence and Cybersecurity of National University Food Technology from Ukraine. To the Honorable Dr. Sadia Anwar, Postdoctoral Research Faculty of Business and Communication from University Malaysia Perlis. And to the last, Mr. Migunani M.Kom, as a head of Information System Department from STEKOM Indonesia. And last but not least, also to the honorable guests and audience today. Before we begin, I have a few housekeeping notes. Today's session is being live streamed on Universitas STEKOM YouTube channel. And for today event, we will start with Indonesia National Anthems and continue with the opening speech by Dr. Teguh Santoso as a Rector of STEKOM University. And the next session, we will start with the main event presentation by our special guest today and continue with the Q&A session and take a picture for documentation. And last time for closing. Further, for the square of this morning agenda, we will sing our national anthems. For the Miss February, you can start this session. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, first now we will invite to the stage the most responsible person for the conduction of this skill international event to give an opening speech represented by Mr. Edrijo Gatama Purhita as a head of Visual Communication Design Department from STEKOM University. For Dr. Edi, the time is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Novita. Greeting to all participants and also the honorable all webinar speaker, students and participants. Thank you very much for giving me floor rights. It's my pleasure to have a couple of words at the beginning of this webinar. I am Edi Jogatama Purhita as Head of Visual Communication Design Study Program, representing Dr. Joseph Teguh Santoso as our Rector. For a few words, because in today's sessions, our Rector cannot join in this session because of some of his activities. First, I want to express my gratitude to the International Office from National University of Food Technologies Ukraine, University of Custom and Finance Ukraine, University Malaysia Perlis Malaysia, STEKOM University Indonesia, for organizing such a network of such events which are very useful for students from many countries. And for the partnership, we are good partners with all universities today. And then I would like to express my gratitude to all universities employees who are involved in arranging this series of webinars with participants of Express for different countries. But this initiative fairly inspires specialists to motivate them to share their experience. Moreover, such practice of arranging these kinds of events are crucial part of the internalization of higher education in today's topic and are linked with the significance of the incredible creative of deepfakes and the worrying future of AI. Ladies and gentlemen, through this webinar international event, I hope we can get more information about the incredible creativity of deepfakes and the worrying future of AI. And finally, I wish you to enjoy the program today and for participants to get new knowledge in this session today. Thank you and enjoy this event.
Thank you very much for the contribution, Dr. Edi. And we will go to the main event for today, our audience. If you have any question from the speaker, please add them to the chat and we'll be to answer some of the during the Q&A session. After our presentation, each presenter today will have over 30 minutes for presentation. Now let's please welcome our first presenter, Dr. Mykola Kostikov from National University Food Technology, Ukraine. For Dr. Mykola, the time is yours. Thank you.
Yeah, hello everyone. It's a pleasure and an honor for me to be present at this international event, and I hope that it will be fruitful and useful for everyone. Let me share my presentation for today. So, my name is Mykola Kostikov, and I also represent our team from National University of Food Technologies in Ukraine. And this report has been prepared by me and my colleague Olena, who is also an associate professor at our Department of Information Technology, Artificial Intelligence, and Cybersecurity. Well, let me tell a couple of words about us. First of all, our department works in this field for more than 20 years, and our primary focus is information technology and computer systems, information systems, IT in general. And of course, artificial intelligence is being much more popular nowadays. It is working in many fields of our life today, and science in various areas is connected now with this field. So artificial intelligence is also one of our focuses, and we teach students in this field as well as other areas. And of course, I guess everyone here knows what is artificial intelligence, so I won't be telling much about this, we will proceed and speak more about this topic of deepfakes, which is very popular now, and many people have heard something about deepfakes. Many people heard that something is deepfake or not, and there are many controversies about this. But first of all, let's understand what it is in general. Of course, it is a computer technology, and it uses artificial neural networks. So it's one of the subfields of artificial intelligence. And it also uses computer graphics to create realistic images and videos of people. And the main principle here is that we substitute one face for another. So it's in short, and also many people wonder what does it mean, deepfake, and why there is such an interesting name. It is an abbreviation of two words. First of all, is deep learning, one of the techniques of artificial intelligence, of machine learning, and also a word fake. So we create something fake, but thanks to this advanced technology in artificial intelligence, it is being deep learned, so it looks very realistic. And it's not only images as it was some time before. Now we can also create videos and sometimes long videos. We will cover this in this report. And an interesting fact is that this field has been worked on since 1997, so it's almost 30 years now. There was a technology that was named video rewrite, and it was used in television, in ads, etc., in movies. And since then, of course, it was very advanced, and now it uses computational powers of modern equipment, modern computers, machines, and supercomputers also. So, of course, now it's much more advanced. And how does it work? We have to know about this technology from the point of view of IT and what it is about. It can be presented on this figure, and you see here that we have some units such as generator and discriminator. They are the main actors here, and in general deepfakes are based on this concept of generative adversarial networks, or in short GAN. And here we have generators that create fake images, and of course there can be many of them, maybe thousands, millions, but of course we can create anything, and sometimes it won't be very realistic. And what we are focusing on is to make people believe that this fake is real. So we have also the discriminator that compares those created images, those fakes, with a data set of real images with the real samples, and it decides whether it's okay or not. So it rates the authenticity, it gives some assessment, some mark, and the result is better and better due to this technology of machine learning and deep learning. So as a result, we get realistic images, realistic videos, and they can be used in many fields. And of course, as maybe with any technology now, we can think about some positive effects and negative effects. As for the positive ones, we have such applications as economics and business. We can create something for business, some fake images that can be generated by a computer instead of real people. It can be efficient. It can be used in economics in various fields. Also, it can be used in medicine and health. in education, in entertainment, creating some fun videos or images, creating some designs for products. Also, we can use all this in communication to create some fake people, fake personalities, fake in communication. We can create like bots or chatbots. It is a text version, and here we can create some images of people looking like real ones. And also we can use it for diversity. For instance, it can be used for creating content in various languages for various age groups and other groups of people. Instead of making something universal, we can create some targeted versions of the content for various people. And as for arts and creativity, we can look at the following examples. First of all, I guess you've all seen some examples of images created by artificial intelligence, and one of them is presented here. It is called Bitcoin as a Human, and I guess that you know that there are networks and there are online tools where you just type what you want to see, and it creates for you the images of something fantastic, something unreal, and here we see a result. Also, when artificial intelligence was asked to present itself, to picture itself, it generated such an image. So we can see here this eye and this artificial hand that pictures itself. So it's an auto portrait, and there are many examples of this kind. It's for arts and creativity. Also, it can be used more in business, as I said, for product design, and there are examples also in this field. Creative design of shoes by Nike and Bellman. So the task was to create something different, something unique, interesting, new, and artificial intelligence worked on this task, and here we see the result. I guess that people, of course, there was a long discussion about whether a computer can be creative, whether it is able to create something new. Unlike people for a long time, computer was unable to do such things, but now we see that at least for images, at least for design, computer can be creative, and it can do something new, and maybe someone will be interested in this new design. And of course, it looks maybe a little weird, but so are many examples of products by real designers, by people. So here we see a good, I think it is a good result, a good example of applying artificial intelligence for real life and for product design. It can be also used for interaction with customers, and this technology of deepfakes was used for brand popularization by the company Coca-Cola, and people just created images connected with this topic, connected with products of Coca-Cola. We see here bottles, cans, etc. And everything was collected on a web page of the company, and so it was in interaction with customers, some interesting topic to work on, and at this, I guess also this company has got more attention, that it is creative, it is new, it uses state-of-the-art technology, and also it communicates with people, with customers. So it is also a good example. We can also create virtual characters, and one of famous examples is Italian virtual influencer, which was presented by the Ministry of Tourism of Italy, and they just used Midjourney app. This application is also famous nowadays, and they just presented Botticelli's Venus, a famous character, and they just made this image. They presented it as a modern girl. So this modern virtual influencer tells you some facts about Italy. It guides you through some historical events, some things connected with art, etc. So it's like a virtual character, which can be also used in marketing, in culture, for interaction, for communication. So it's also a good example, and it is creative, new, interesting, so it attracts people. There are also models of real people, and here we move on to more advanced technology, which really creates videos of people and substitutes one face for another, as I said. And here we see a real example, a South Korean TV presenter that was substituted with a deepfake model. Actually, it was an experiment in 2020 during the pandemic. And of course, there are some issues, there are questions about how can we present this deepfake information, whether it should be marked as such, etc. And here, for this experiment, the TV company said openly that it's a fake, it's a deep fake, and it is an experiment. So the TV viewers knew that it is fake, but many of them decided that it was a good work and it looked realistic. Of course, there may be discussions about whether it's useful and why use deepfakes instead of real people, but there are situations, for instance, breaking news. If something new has happened and the TV anchor, the presenter, is not ready to guide a live stream, to present the information at once. Of course, in this situation, it may be useful to create a deepfake, to use the real person, to use a familiar face for viewers, and create such examples of news for such situation. It can be also used, for instance, if someone is sick or maybe someone is late for work. We can think about various situations when real people cannot be presented live, and of course on TV it is a very dynamic field, so it can be used in many situations. Also, there are fully virtual presenters, maybe not based on some one person, one real person. Here we see this Indian YouTube channel, a TV channel, and here is Lisa, the Indian newscaster. And the interesting fact here is that Lisa can speak 75 languages. And here we also come to this topic where it's not about whether it's good or bad, whether it's realistic or not. Some things, they just can't be made in real life. And of course, a real TV presenter rarely could speak many languages at once. Of course, there are such examples, but it's very rare. And here, when we use virtual presenters, virtual people, deepfakes, it can be used for presenting information in many languages, in many forms, and of course, computer can cope with this task easily, and this can be done by real people. So it's also useful in this field. Besides, there are other fields when it is impossible to use live people, and it's about history. When we try to recreate history, when we try to make it more live, vivid, to try to present information about historical facts to people living now. There is an example from Ukraine, and here we see photos. I guess that this kind of photos could be taken nowadays in any restaurant or bar. People are just sitting, smiling at the camera, and really it's a deepfake exhibition. And this exhibition features photos of poets and writers of 1920s and 1930s. So there was a generation of young poets and writers in Ukraine. Most of them were executed by the Soviet Union, and they died young, but we have a little amount of photos from 1920s, 1930s, and one of the modern artists or people who organized this event, they just tried to represent these people as living now, and they just gave to the artificial neural network a task of creating images of those poets and writers in a situation as if they were live now, living now, and if they were gathered in a bar, in a restaurant, and taking this, creating this kind of a fake photo session for them. So we got these smiling faces, we have realistic photos, and I guess that people who want to learn something about history, about culture, they can just get a feeling of being in touch with these people. They're real, that they are living now, and understand more, and not only reading some facts from the books, but getting this real feeling. And it was used in spring 2023 in Zhytomyr, Ukraine. Also, there are many examples of using such technology in other countries, for other people, for other cultures, for other famous people. And one of these examples is here on the slide. Salvador Dali, famous painter, is also was also recreated, and it was used in Salvador Dali Museum in Florida, USA, in 2019. So what they did actually was gathering 6,000 pictures of the painter. They gathered interviews, so text versions of his sayings, of his quotes, letters by him, and also they used some modern technology. They mixed it up with 145 videos of a similar looking actor living now. And as a result, they created this fake but very realistic image of Salvador Dali. And also, when people get to this exhibition at the museum, they get a feeling that Salvador Dali is live, he's telling the stories, he's guiding you through this exhibition and explaining many things about himself, about his time. And it's also very interesting, and for cultural aims, it's, I guess, also useful, and it is a positive result of applying artificial intelligence and deepfakes. But of course, there may be many such examples of good deepfakes, but we also must understand that as any technology, it can be sometimes not very good, and here we go with the challenges and some negative effects that can be results of using this technology. First of all, we have issues of ethics and responsibility. We must understand what is fake and what is not, and if we create something, I guess that we should mark this content as a deep fake and not present something fake as real. So not to misguide people, not to lie to them, and it is an ethical issue, of course. Also, there is a question about privacy and security. What can be used for this, creating these deep fakes? What can be, what cannot be used, and what cannot be violated? So it's also a cybersecurity issue. Of course, it's also it's important for all kinds of information technology used now. Disinformation and manipulation as a result of presenting fakes as real facts, real images and videos, it of course can be used for these bad things. And I guess that you all know about fake news, about problems that we should do the fact checking of all information that is on the internet. So it can be used in wars, in information wars. So it's also a bad result of possible outcome of this technology. We also get some legal issues. For instance, if you use some pictures, real pictures of actors or other people, any people in the world, whether it can be used for creating deepfakes, and whether at all we can use deepfakes in some field. So sometimes I guess it is illegal to do such things. We can use only real photos, and also cyber attacks can be used. So this all leads us to this problem and this understanding that every technology comes with some limitations, and we should understand what is good and what is not, what is dangerous. And let me also show you some examples about bad outcomes or dangerous outcomes that can be doubtful and that can lead to something not very good. We will start with something neutral, such as a YouTube channel with deepfake celebrities. Of course, it is called Unreal House. It states that we use artificial intelligence, this technology of deepfakes, and just for the start, we can see this page, these videos, and maybe it's all okay. It's all legal. It's fun. It's used for entertainment. It's creative. And maybe it's even useful in terms of marketing, and we have more views, we have more attention to these actors. But of course, all those videos that they can be spread, and not always they are marked as being fake. So people just don't understand anymore what is real and what is fake. And it can be dangerous, it can be misguiding. We see this page of Unreal Keanu Reeves. And again, for fun, it's okay, but if we proceed further, maybe it won't be so fun anymore. We can create fake videos and movies. As I said, here we see the famous movie Matrix, but here Nicolas Cage was substituted instead of Keanu Reeves in this deepfake version of the movie. And again, for entertainment is good, but when we move on to real life, not to movies, not to arts, but news, for instance, we can also create with this technology fake news, such as meeting of Elon Musk with a head of General Motors, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, if it's marked as a deepfake, it's marked as false, it can be fun and it can be a source of jokes, memes, etc. But if we use any image on the internet, it can be spread further, and these deepfakes can be presented as real photos for various purposes. And it depends on the context, what people will tell about this photo, whether they will tell the truth that it's a realistic fake, it's interesting result of artificial intelligence, or they will tell you that it's real and really there was such meeting and in real life. And when we get to fake news, we can create very realistic photos of, for instance, here we see this arrest of Trump, and the fake photos can be created or reposted, at least reposted, distorting the information about true events. So here, people can be misguided about some event that was not existing in real life. And due to this advancement of technology, we can create even videos, very realistic videos, and voice technology allows us to make fake interviews. And for instance, here Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, from Meta, told people that he uses their personal data. It was maybe funny, maybe interesting from the point of view of technology, but many people could look at this interview and think that it's real and be very unhappy with those quotes and spread them further and say that he is maybe an evil person or something like that. So false quotes lead to false opinions. People can be misguided by this fake information. And also there was a problem with interview by Michael Schumacher from Germany. It was a good aim to create an interview with a person who could not, due to his illness, make a real interview on that point of time. But many people believe that it's true, and also it led to some false opinions about true events. So it's not so good, and also it can be used on purpose for bad aims, for bad purposes. And here we see famous results of using deepfakes. There were many profiles of fake people used for spying and influenced by connecting with state officials or business officials, trying to steal some information to get to people who are in charge of something in business or in some state things. So it can be very dangerous, and you can Google it, you can look it up. Katie Jones and Macy Kinsley, they were fake people who created those profiles, were realistic and connected to people, to real people, and tried to steal some information and use it for bad aims. But of course, this technology is advanced, and nevertheless, we have certain problems with this, and at least for now, we have weak points of deepfakes, and you can see if a person is presented from some angle, we see that it's not so realistic anymore. So, for instance, at 80 degrees, it's okay, but at 90 degrees, we see these problems, and we understand that this is a deep fake. So it can be used for us to try to understand what is fake and what is not if the content is not marked properly. So I will finish our report, by telling that we can try to recognize the fakes, and you just have to pay attention to forehead and cheeks. They have to be of the same age as a face in general. Also, eyes and eyebrows are weak points of this deepfakes. The shadows can be unrealistic. Also, glasses can give you the information about whether it's fake or not. The light, the reflection, the angles, they are weak points of deepfakes. Mustache and beard are also not very, they are done not very well by deepfakes for now. And also moles, wrinkles, scars, they also can tell you what is real or not. Blinking can be not realistic. It can be too often or too rare. And also lips size and color is a factor that gives you the understanding about the proportions of the face and the lips, whether it's fake or not. So we can try to understand what is true and what is false by these weak points, and I hope that we all are successful in this task, and that in future we will try to make artificial intelligence and deepfakes work only for good and not for bad. So thank you for your attention. Please, any questions?
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation, Dr. Mykola. And for the question, we will go to the next session about question and answer session after our presenter already present the material. Yeah. Okay, thank you. And then to the second speaker is Miss Olena Parshyna from University of Custom and Finance. For Dr. Olena, the time is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. At first, I can say thank you for this proposition to take part in this international webinar and to take part in this interesting topic. To say about incredible creativity, deepfakes, and war in future of artificial intelligence. So I propose today next plan for my lecture. And for first, to take about what is deepfake, I propose to you to say about the determination of deepfakes, and to say about powerful techniques of deepfakes, and on the next part to say about artificial intelligence art systems for deepfakes, and to say about the 10 most popular deepfakes apps and software in 2023. And at the end, to say about possibility to identify deepfakes and what's being done to combat deepfakes. So I propose to say about first of all, for example, to say about determination. What is deepfake? First of all, in simple terms, a deepfake is a video or image manipulated with artificial intelligence to trick you into believing something that isn't real. Most people use deepfakes technology to create video, some memes, but in this time, bad actors use it to spread misinformation between us. For instance, it can create people who don't actually exist, or show real people don't and saying things they didn't do or say. Deepfakes makes it incredibly easy to create highly visual and audio content, which means they have the potential to be used for both the good and the bad. So some determination, and for next pictures, we can say deepfakes, we can say about deep learning and fake. And we can say deepfakes are synthetic media that have been digitally manipulated to replace one person's likeness, that of another. And in general, we can say deepfakes are the manipulation of facial appearance through deep generative methods. So I propose to say about, first of all, what is deep learning. And I propose to say about deep generative methods, and to say about synthetic media. First of all, we can say about these methods, this methodology. Deepfakes leverage powerful techniques from machine learning and artificial intelligence to manipulate or generate video, maybe audio content that can more easily deceive. So for these methods, the main machine learning methods used to create deepfakes and based on deep learning and involved training generative neural networks. So I propose to say about these deep learning methods. On this picture, you can see, for example, information about one moment. For example, you can see on this picture, and we can see how deep learning is a subset of machine learning, and how machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. So we can use these methods. Deep learning is a part of broader family of machine learning methods. And we can say what about deep? For example, for creating deepfakes, we can use supervised learning and semi-supervised or unsupervised learning. For first, you can see the computer is presented with examples, input and other outputs given by teachers. And the good is to learn a generative rules that maps inputs to outputs. And second, unsupervised learning. No labels are given to the learning algorithms, leaving it on own to find structure in its code. On the next picture, you can see, for example, we can use, for example, this picture, and by using these methods, we can form next model for describing this picture, and when we use deep learning methods. Next, information about this method in general. So, for example, tendency for a task to employ supervised and unsupervised method for generative, for forming deep works, audio, maybe video, and about synthetic media according to this determination. So we can use, for example, artificial intelligence generated media. These media are produced by generative artificial intelligence. And we can use, for example, this technology for production, manipulation, and modification of data, maybe of media, by this technology and by use artificial intelligence algorithms. Next, for this maybe great technology, generative artificial intelligence, we told last lecture about artificial intelligence is intelligence demonstrated by computers, but for generative artificial intelligence is artificial intelligence for text, for forming text, image, maybe media, and their combinations. So, great idea. We can form different patterns for this structure, and we can use input data, and we can change this data. We can form new data, these similar characteristics, by using transform deep neural networks. For that, I propose to you to say about this methodology. For example, we can use now ChatGPT. We know about this technology, and by using, for example, ChatGPT 3 and 4, by using foundational large language models, and by using this technology, we can use next program software, next program diffusion, Midjourney, and others. For example, on these pictures, I propose for you example by using, for example, to form this image generated by stable diffusion based on the text prompts. For example, we can use a deep learning and model text to image, and by using this technology, for example, to form this picture. Next idea, by using methods a text to image. On this picture, you can see many examples of image and captions from pictures about information about some pictures. Text, you can use text, and by using this text to image model to form these pictures. Next example, by using this information, I think we know about this theater of opera Spedal, and this picture, it is image generated by Midjourney, for example. It was first picture, it's a new story, for example. It won for 2022 5 September, and this picture was formed by technology, artificial intelligence, and this model text to video, text to picture. And we talked about technology by using artificial networks, for example. Main idea to use this methodology to form different type of networks by using, for example, data, input data, and for example, by using many hidden, for example, arrays, and to form after computing, we can use output data, this new information. And for next example, I propose to you, for example, next deepfakes. For example, picture by using change photo, and we can use deepfake, this example, but this technology model text to image, text maybe to audio deepfakes, we can use, for example, for photo, for video, fake news, and financial fraud too, for example. On the next example, for example, about fake news, it's very dangerous for everyone. For example, to false information presented as news. For example, information about deception, disinformation, and strategic communication or illustration program opening infection, for example, like example. Next, we can say about different type software and different apps. On the next step, I can say about 10 most popular deepfakes apps and software in 2023. Main information about every program. Now, scientists and customers of internet to use different type of software and to form deepfakes. For example, first of all, its program face app lets user transform their photos with artificial intelligence. For example, like example on this picture. Next program there is face swapping. For example, we can use a mobile telephone and software for mobile telephone, and to use smartphones. Users all over the world have already this application. Next program, you can see Reface. This program soft is one of the most well-known deepfake apps in the world. So we can change, for example, face. We can face swap video, and to form, it's very easy to form deepfake by using this application. Next, number 4. Speak Peak, and very important to use this program to make photo speak using artificial intelligence. For example, like this, we can add text, and it will say anything you want. Next program, Deepfake Lab, for example, it's the leading name in deepfakes software, and this program, open source deepfake system, can swap faces on video or by using image and more. Many functions you can use, and we can swap photo and to form very easy deepfake. Next, fake app. For example, another popular deepfake software that lets users transform faces in video, this way owned or someone's else. So we can use many functions too for forming deepfakes. Next program, for example, we can use all-based lip-sync mobile app, and we can use Instagram, but next program, Instagram fake deep bot, is not at the app, and to form Instagram bot and to form deepfakes very easy. And number 10, last program, Deepfake Studio, lets you face swap useful into movie scene, and for example, we can use version for mobile telephone too. We can use, for example, maybe a screen, maybe photo, and to use deep learning options and to form deep fakes. For benefits of deepfakes, I can say, for example, we can use LinkedIn applications. It's for deepfakes technology. And for example, we can use in movies, for example, this technology and to form different versions. It's very important for industry like film and, for example, fashion retail. For example, we can use this technology and to form, to change maybe characteristics and who have died maybe, and we can form deepfake video, maybe for continue film and movie and so on. Next idea, we can use fashion retail industry, can use benefit from this technology, deepfake technology, and it has been looking for ways to dress and maybe model dress for people. And next, very important about negative side of deepfakes apps, website posts, for example. It's very important. Deepfakes are often used for negative. For example, it's disinformation attacks, fake celebration video, and even election manipulation. And for this warning for future, we can say about what can say we about identify deepfakes. Can we this identify deepfakes? Yes, but for this technology, we can use many indicators maybe, and I can say this. I can say about this topic. Maybe it's a separate topic for this. We can say about new technology and new methodology for identify deepfakes. For example, we can use many indicators, and we can analyze view. We can say about quality of video, mainly of picture, and to say compare real and fake for understanding what it's real and what it's fake, deep fake. And next, for our situation, we need to combat this deep fake. So after many information, these publications and this using of program soft, I can say about governments and companies are trying to fight against it, this new technology, many new rules and others. For example, social media platform like Twitter and Facebook have outlawed deepfakes. Next, YouTube is hunted deepfakes about 2020 US presentation elections. Research lab of our world are using blockchain and watermarks to detect deepfakes. However, for example, technology deployed to do deepfake detection in even evolving. Next, we can use filter programs such as synthesis, artificial intelligence, and deep trace for analyzing situation these deepfakes. And next situation we can say about companies implication, new technology, new algorithms for finding deepfakes and analyze situation, this news and fake news in general. And for example, US government is making efforts to tackle negative users of deepfakes by introducing bills, for example. And in conclusion, we need first, deepfakes is a video or image manipulated with generative artificial intelligence systems and powerful techniques for machine learning to trick you into believing something that isn't real. Second, deepfakes have positive uses in industries like film and fashion retail. But despite positive users, deepfakes are often used for negative purpose, such as disinformation attacks, fake celebrity videos, and even election manipulation. And what can we do for future, for war in future? I think governments and companies should get involved in regulation deepfakes with new legislation, rules, and technology. And we need to find a way to balance these positive benefits of deepfake technology. These were potential dangers in future. We have many information about analysis. I proposed, for example, information about artificial intelligence. And moreover, I think more interesting, for example, information, for example, fake news and disinformation. This book, this many articles, scientific article about this problem, and very important future of finance by using artificial intelligence, and for research and for analysis. We can use how algorithm creates and present fake news, for example. Thank you for presentation, and many you have questions I can say about problem in this area. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the material from Dr. Olena, and we will go to the next speaker, Dr. Sadia from, I'm sorry, Dr. Sadia Anwar from University Malaysia Perlis. For Dr. Sadia, the time is yours. Thank you. We can hear your, we cannot hear your voice, Miss. No. I can. Still no? Maybe for Dr. Sadia, maybe you can check my chat in WhatsApp. Okay, thank you. For Dr. Sadia have technical issue. She will join she will reconnect a few minutes again, and we will go to the next speaker, Mr. Migunani. The time is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Novita. Good afternoon for all audience who I respect. Greeting to all participants and also the honorable all students and all audience. May I first take this occasion to pay tribute to all of the audience of this international webinar event with the title is the incredible creativity of Deepfakes and the worrying future of AI. I am very happy I can open today's presentation in front of you in the next 20 minutes. I will explain about topic of the incredible creativity of Deepfakes and the worrying future of AI. Okay, I will share for my presentation. Okay, subject for this webinar is Deepfakes and worrying future of AI. I will first explain about Deepfakes. Maybe can you hear my explanation? Okay. Deepfakes is a software application leverage machine learning algorithm to create fake video and continually improve them by mimicking the individual expression and voice modulation, which end up making these deepfakes all the more realistic and indiscernible from the authentic video. This is from Maras and Alexandru. Okay, in the explanation about deepfakes, deepfakes refer to hyperrealistic synthetic media where an individual face in a photo or a video is swapped with that of another person. And another explanation about deepfake is a content that is synthesized with the aid of AI and categorized as either face swap, lip sync, or puppet master by Nguyen et al. In 2021. Okay, the term of deepfakes find its origin in 2017 in a Reddit community. In the community, user by the name Deepfakes who speak about the technological advancement which allow face swapping in adult video using the face of celebrity with open source machine learning tool. Okay. Early definition of deepfake in research article refer to a suitcase of deep learning AI and fake imagery. This is explained by Wagner and Bleuel in 2019. The presence of this deepfake will give another color in the midst of a flood of hoax information and fake news. Okay, this is an example of the deepfakes. This appearance of Mark Zuckerberg video in June 2019, which shared about a Facebook power, the social network dark omnipotence, which had gone viral on Instagram, turned out to be unedited. And Donald Trump has also appeared when arrest emerged on Twitter. This is a deepfake image and deepfake video. This is an example order for image deepfakes by combine and swap face in one person and other person, and this is output for combined two person. This is me and Tom Cruise, and output of deepfake is like this. And this is me, and it's Indonesian artist, and outputnya output and like this. This is two image is deepfakes. Two image here and here is original image, but combined to image result deepfakes image. Okay, in this example of deepfake, where Elon Musk transformed to Tony Stark, the Iron Man artist. Okay. Same mimics, same movement, and different people, a different person. In this, in the left, Elon Musk, and the right is Tony Stark. This video produced with Deepfake Lab 2.0. This video is a very dangerous because two person different with same voice. Okay, and next, deepfake using machine learning. Deepfake is a human image or video syntactic technique based on artificial intelligence or AI. It is used to aggregate and superimpose existing image and video onto image or video source using a machine learning technique. Machine learning technique are known as a generative adversarial network, or GAN. GAN was discovered by Ian Goodfellow in 2014 as a way to generate new data from existing data algorithmically. GAN makes it possible to generate new audio from existing audio or new text from existing text. It is a multi-purpose technology. Okay. A lip-sync deepfakes refer to a video that has its lip movement synchronized to an audio recording. A puppet master deepfakes include a footage of a target individual animated following the facial emotion, ear, and head movement of another person seated in front of a video camera. Where deep learning model like GAN, generative adversarial network, and autoencoder, which have been widely utilized in the sector of computer vision, are now the usual underlying mechanism for deepfake generation. This is a GAN for deepfakes produced. This figure depicts a typical of the GAN model, which includes two neural networks, generator and discriminator. When analyzing a person's facial motion, this model helps to synthesize image of another person with similar expression and similar movement. In example, this is a free man. Voice is imitated by good scoring.
What is your perception of reality? Is it the ability to capture, process, and make sense of the information our senses receive? If you can see, hear, taste, or smell something, does that make it real? Or is it simply the ability to feel? I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality.
Yeah, this is a synthetic reality. is not a reality. Another example of deepfakes is Barack Obama, the president of the United States, on April 17, 2018. American actor Jordan Peele, BuzzFeed, and Mykola production post a deepfake of Barack Obama to YouTube, which depicted Barack Obama cursing and calling Donald Trump names. In this deepfake, Peele's voice and face were transformed and manipulated into those of Obama's face. The intent of this video was to portray the dangerous consequence and power of deepfakes and how deepfakes can make anyone do anything. This is a video where a pure voice and face were transformed into Barack Obama. Okay, can see it.
Use Jordan Peele and BuzzFeed, which co-produced the video, is warning about it. Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet.
Okay. Replay.
Use Jordan Peele and BuzzFeed, which co-produced the video, is warning about it. Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet.
Okay, another example of deepfakes is Donald Trump. On May 5, 2019, the Fox posted a deepfake of Donald Trump to YouTube based on a skit Jimmy Fallon performed on NBC The Tonight Show. In the original skit, aired May 4, 2016, Jimmy Fallon dressed as Donald Trump and pretended to participate in a phone call with Barack Obama, conversing in a manner that presented him to be bragging about his primary win in Indiana. In the deepfake, Jimmy Fallon was transformed into Donald Trump's face, with the audio remaining the same. This deepfake video was produced by Deepfakes with a comedic intent. Okay, let's see.
Lewis, I look, he didn't come to my inauguration, so I'm not a fan. The Dalai Lama didn't come either. Neither did Mother Teresa. She's very mean, very nasty to me. She was.
Okay, this is Jimmy Fallon, and this is Donald Trump. So, can compare Jimmy Fallon and Donald Trump. You look, hair is the same, and you look, the face is different. But Jimmy Fallon sounding their voice like Donald Trump. Okay, next. When producing deepfakes, producing a deepfake involves replacing the face of a person A with the face of person B. At the same time, person A facial expression, movement, and surrounding are replicated, but with the face of person B instead. In short, deepfake make it possible to swap one person's face in an image or video with the face of another person. Okay, the left hand is an original image, and you see the right hand is a fake image. The GUI-based fake up software uses an autoencoder, which is a neural network specially designed to compress input data and then use this data to create the best reproduction possible of the source image. It takes several steps to successfully swap a face. First, two autoencoder are trained to reproduce the two faces of both person A and B as precisely as possible. This is input, source, and destination. This is a data source, and this is a destination data source. in video animated. Next, video extracting to image, source and destination. Jadi, extract image from video dari from data source, and data source and destination view align result. This is extract result of image from video MP4, and then image data train. Where is face similar and where is face not similar? Machine learning, especially GAN and especially artificial neural network is trained image, all of image, source and destination. Where is the image same and where is image is not same or different? Same image with mimic can combine. So result of combined image data trained, same face can result a different person like this. This is a result for image data trained with artificial intelligence or AI using artificial neural network. Okay, producing deepfakes. The first step for training the autoencoder, its autoencoder is a train for our specific face. This is original face A and original face B, then process in encoder and result a compressed representation of face A and original face B encoder, and result is compressed representation face B, then decoder. After that, result a reconstructed face A and face B, reconstructed face B. After the two autoencoder can adequately reproduce face A and face B, respectively, the next step is actually swap the face. This means providing the decoder for face A with a compressed representation of face B. Decoder A converts this representation into the face of person A along with the facial expression of person B, like this. Okay, output for this process after step 2, reconstructed face A with face B as source and reconstructed face B with face A as source. This is image to show when a process autoencoder like this. Okay, what is the impact of deepfake? Speculation about potential use for deepfake is often negative, like photography, fake news, or extortion. But there are a whole range of useful applications as well. For example, big opportunities are opening up in the film industry. The technology can make it possible to revive or get actor, for instance, as also possible to dub film in different language, more realistic, by matching the mode, movement, and the actor with the actual spoken dialogue. New possibility in the field of dynamic film, which would allow a person to pick certain cast member or viewer to cast themselves in certain roles. A similar concept could also be applied to the advertising industry. For example, a fashion brand might list the face of a celebrity for a month and use it in a current ad campaign. Photo shoot will no longer require the celebrity themselves to be present, but instead simply a person of similar status. Okay, a two-stream network was proposed by Zhu et al. In 2017. This method detection of deepfakes. In other hand, Google New was trained to detect artifact manipulation in the face categorization table using a correction-based approach. For this new dataset, in this Google N, two online face swap apps were used to modify 2010, resulting in 2010 modified photo like before. This dataset was then utilized to assess the purpose of the stream network. In comparison to previous method, the method success is proved by ability to learn both effect manipulation and residual hidden noise features. This is research in the first research after 2070 for deepfakes. And the next research, Mo et al. In 2018, developed a CNN-based algorithm for detecting fake facial image and provide extensive experimental. The research showing that the proposed algorithm can accurately discriminate between false and real facial photo with an average accuracy of 90.4%. Aside from that, while current gun method-based technique can generate a realistic-looking face or other visual object and skin, they will eventually generate a statistical artifact that proves fakes. And next research, Lee and Yu, a new method based on the deep learning is explored for detecting false video generated by artificial intelligence from actual video. These fake video are referred to deepfake video. Existing deepfake algorithm can only generate image of restricted resolution, which they need to be adjusted for the further to match the face to be a substitute in the source video. This method is based on the observation that the current deepfake algorithm can only generate this image. And Lee and Yu method has been assessed through the utilization of a number of different sets of deepfake video that demonstrated its availability in application. Okay, and the next method of deepfakes by research by Zheng and Zhou in 2019 proposed a new deep learning-based method for identifying AI face photo from real-world facial image. Well, artificial intelligence AI facial recognition has been improved by using a new model based on deep learning and detection level analysis. And the proposed model has various advantages over current model, such as faster training period, fewer layers, and more efficiency. And this all the researcher. This is a table of researcher with use a method to detect deepfakes. In the first one and in 2015, this is a good result where performance evaluation accuracy in 99.63. Okay, and the next Lee and Yu use a method transform leaf distinctive artifact in year 2018. Advantage is simple image processing operation on an image can simulate artifact directly. Is a good precision or accuracy is 99.90. Is the number one accuracy for research to detecting deepfakes. And in the green background in the table on the cell using gun. These are two research using gun, Xu et al. And Mara et al. Gun to detect deepfakes, accuracy results is good, 94.70 in the 2018. Okay, and then Mara et al. Use a method generative adversarial network in 2018. This advantage a deep network, especially XXNet, are more robust, and work well even when training test mismatch. This accuracy is okay, under 90. Okay, this is a older researcher until 2022. Kolagati et al. Use method deep multilayer convolutional network in 2022. The hybrid system is ideal for screening deepfake video with high speed and low computational resource. This is less than 90% accuracy. Okay, in the last subject matter is a worrying future of AI. The greatest concern is not so much that computer will become smarter than human, it's that they will be unpredictably smart or unpredictably foolish due to quirks in the AI code. Expect worry that if we keep entrusting K tasks to them, they could trigger when Elon Musk has called civilization destruction. Worrying future of AI, many people fear that elite technocrats will replace workers with robots and accumulate wealth while society suffers. Consider how technology replaced jobs for decades. And there are many myriad of risks to do with AI that we deal with in our lives today. Not every AI risk is a big and worrisome, a killer robot or sentient AI. Some of the biggest risks today, including dislike consumer privacy, biased programming, danger to humans, and unclear legal regulation. This is a worrying future of AI. A godfather of Girofi Hinton worried about AI. This is for danger he fears about the AI technology. The first one is AI may already be smarter than us. Our human brain can solve equations, drive car, and keep track of Netflix series thanks to their native talent for organizing and storing information and rationing out solutions to thorny problems. Roughly 86 billion neurons packed into our school, and more important, the 100 trillion connections those neurons forge among themselves make this possible. But by contrast, the technology underlying ChatGPT future between 500 billion more and trillion connection, Hinton said. While the would seem to put it a major disadvantage relative to us, Hinton notes that the ChatGPT-4, the latest of AI model from OpenAI, know hundreds of times more than any single human. Maybe, he suggests, it has a much better learning algorithm than we do, making it more efficient and cognitive task. And number two, AI can supercharge the spread of misinformation. What would smarter than human AI system do? One unnerving possibility is the malicious individual, group, or nation state might simply cooperation them to further their own end. Dozens of fake news websites have already spread across the web in the multiple languages, some publishing hundreds of AI-generated articles a day. According to a new report from NewsGuard, which raised the credibility of websites and track online misinformation. Hinton is particularly concerned that AI tools could be trained to sway elections and even wage wars. Is very dangerous. Election misinformation spread via AI chatbot, for instance, could be the future version of election misinformation spread via Facebook and other social media platforms. And that might just be beginning. Don't think for a moment that Putin wouldn't make hyper-intelligent robot with the goal of killing Ukraine. Hinton said in the article he wouldn't hesitate. The third one is, will AI make us redundant? OpenAI estimate that 80% of workers in the United States could see their jobs impacted by AI. And a government such report say the technology could put 300 million full-time jobs at least worldwide. Humanity survival is threatened when smart things can outsmart us, according to Hinton. It may keep us around for a while to keep the power station running. Hinton told on MIT Technology Review MTech Digital Conference from his home via video, but after that, maybe not. This thing will have learned from US by reading all the novel that
Apologies, Dr. Migun. Oh ya,
okay.
untuk materinya berapa slide lagi, Pak? Kalau boleh tahu.
Two slide. Two
Two
slide
slide.
again.
Oke, 5
Okay.
menit lagi, pas. Makasih.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We will continue. This thing will have learned from US by reading all the novels that everywhere fitting masterfully overrode how to manipulate people. Hinton said, even if they can directly pull levers, they can certainly get us to pull levers. And for one, we don't quite know how to stop it. It's a worrying for AI. I wish I had a nice simple solution I could put, but I don't. Hinton added, I'm not sure there is a solution. Governments are, however, paying close attention to the rise of AI. The White House has called the CIO of Google, Microsoft, and ChatGPT maker OpenAI to meet on Thursday with Vice President Kamala Harris in what's being described by officials as a frank discussion and how to mitigate both the near-term and long-term risks of their technology. And European lawmakers are also accelerating negotiations to pass sweeping new AI rules, and the UK's competition regulator plans to examine the impact of AI and consumers, business, and the economy, and whether new control are needed on technology such as ChatGPT. Okay, in the last one, Hendrik, director of the Center for AI Safety. There are 3 reasons that should worry us. The first is the selection effect makes AI difficult to control. Whereas AI researchers on spoke of designing AI, they now speak of steering them. And even our ability to steer is slipping out of a grasp as we let AI teach themselves and increasingly add in which their creator do not fully understand. In advanced artificial neural network, we understand the input to go into the system, but the output emerges from a black box with a decision-making process largely indecipherable to human. Okay, thank you for my presentation.
Thank you so much for Dr. Migunani. And we will go to the last speaker, Dr. Sadia Anwar from University Malaysia for the list. For Dr. Sadia, the time is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Novita. Am I audible now?
Yes.
So thank you so very much. First of all, I'm really very much sorry for the interruption. As you know, this is technology. Sometimes we get into this one. Secondly, I'm really thankful to this platform who have given me a chance to speak up on this such a great topic, that is incredible creativity of deepfakes and the worrying future of artificial intelligence. Although all speakers have spoken in such a great way and they have shared such a great knowledge, so I will remain very to the point. As everybody has discussed already about the deepfakes and its incredible creativities, the deepfakes are a form of synthetic media that use artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms to create fake images, audios, videos, recording that appear to be real, though they are created by manipulating or combining existing content to produce realistic results. The deepfake comes from the underlying technology such as deep learning that has been discussed previously by some of the speakers, algorithm which teach themselves to solve problems with large sets of data and can be used to create fake contents of real people. The history of deepfake has been started in the 19th century when the photo manipulation was developed. Then in 20th century, technology steadily improved. With the passage of time in 1990, deepfakes technology has been developed by researchers at academic institution. Technology is steadily improved. In 2014, the first academic research paper on deepfake technology came in front of the researchers. With the passage of time, 2017, deepfake gained widespread attention on Reddit. 2018, the term deepfake became widely used after a user named Deepfakes posted several videos featuring the faces of celebrities. In 2019, advanced with new techniques for manipulating not only faces, but also voices and even entire bodies. In the same year, the US Congress held the hearings on deepfakes. In 2020, deepfakes technology continued to evolve. In 2021, deepfakes remained a concern with several incidents of deepfake videos being used to spread disinformation. In 2022, lots of open source software are developed to create deepfake easily. Point to be noted that why it is important, that what is the difference in between the technology that we use like a Photoshop and face swap and deepfake particularly. Fake images show up all over the internet these days and are often harmless. You are probably familiar with the amusing effect of face swapping. Almost all of in our technology or in our mobile phones, we used to use this app like Snapchat or other photo app that has been discussed with already by the previous ones. So it can be put someone face on someone, vice versa, or maybe you participated in the age yourself. These are the different apps in which you can easily swap your face and you can be chained with someone else. So what's the big deal? In today's society, the vast majority of people get their information about the world and formulate opinions based on the content from the internet, even thinking that either that information is correct or not. That's why it is important that we should notice about these things, how these incredible things can be used sometimes in a negative forms. Anyone with the capability to create deepfakes can release misinformations and influence the masses to behave in a way that will advance the faker's personal agenda in some way. Deepfake-based misinformation could produce damage on a micro as well as macro scale. A different example has been given by the previous speakers, so I won't again and again repeat it. Why it is important to know about or to understand about the deepfakes. The major point is the believability. If we see and hear something with our own eyes and ears, we believe it to exist or to be true, even it is unlikely. As it has been said, that no doubt that deepfakes is giving us such an incredible creativity. It is helping us great things. But again, it is very much important that we must understand what are the facts and figures, what are the pros and cons, what are the advantages, and how to handle with the disadvantages that may create by the deepfakes. The brain visual systems can be targeted for misperception in the same way optical illusions tricks our brain. And we used to think that whatever we are listening, whatever we are looking forward, that's all true. Deepfakes has been kept as a because it is nowadays becoming a very popular thing. So in the entertainment, you can see deepfakes having different entertaining contents like videos, images that place a person in a different time and setting. For example, deepfakes have been used to create mashups of celebrities in movies and TV shows that they never actually appeared in. In the advertisement and marketing, we can see the deepfakes can be used to create compelling marketing content or advertisement. For example, a company could create deepfake of a celebrity endorsing their product without actually having to pay the celebrity for the endorsement. That may keep their finance to be saved, their time saved, as well as the other factors. In the education and research, we have seen that the deepfakes has been used to create realistic simulations for educational and research purposes. For example, they could be used to simulate historical events or scientific phenomena that we can see that in different ways, in different movies or in different techniques, we can easily get into this, that different people are using the application of deepfake in the history so that we can see the history like Jurassic Park and all those, though we don't have the dinosaurs at this moment, but these are different concepts which we are used to get. Further, moving on. In accessibility, deepfakes can be used to improve accessibility for people with disabilities. For example, they could be used to create sign language, interpretations of a spoken language, or to create more natural sounding synthesized speech for people who are assistive technology. Now, it's not only the people who are using the deepfakes, but there are the companies who are using this technology as a great, incredible creativity. The cognitive scale, this company uses deep learning to create virtual assistants and chatbots that can interact with customers in a more natural and human-like way. The Modulate is a company that uses deep learning to create synthetic voices that can be used in gaming and virtual reality applications. And all over the world, the kids are enjoying this a lot. While just being here, while having that goggles and all those, they feel themselves that they are in that era and they are fighting with some sort of war or with some different personalities or some cartoons. They enjoy it. Synthesia uses deep learning to create videos of people speaking different languages or with different accents. The technology can be used to create more engaging language learning content or to improve accessibility for people with hearing impairments. Pinch of artificial intelligence, this company used deep learning to create personalized recipes based on users' dietary preferences and instructions. The technology can also be used to analyze food images and recommend recipes based on the ingredients. As it has been said previously that everything has pros and cons, everything has advantages and disadvantages, and we have seen all these things previously. There are some dark sides of the deepfakes as well. Number one is the political manipulation. Deepfake can be used to manipulate political opinions or elections. For example, deepfake video of a political candidate saying something controversial or offensive could be used to sway public opinion or damage their reputations. Fraud, deepfake can be used as a financial fraud and extortion. Specifically, we are facing all over the world these things. And being a business personality, we used to get so many things in relationship to these fraud. Specifically, the forensic accountants are finding such type of frauds a lot nowadays. The blackmailing, deepfakes can be used for blackmail. For example, a deepfake video of a person could be created without their consent and used to extort money or to damage their reputation. Cyberbullying has become, are getting time to time very a huge number of things are coming in front of us, which shows the harassment cases, some people creates a video or image that embarrasses or humiliates the other person. This information, deepfakes, can be used to spread false information or propaganda, like it could be created to make it appear as though a public figure said or did something they did not, which could damage their reputation and influence public opinion. Moving ahead, now we can have these real life influences. I mean, we can see in our real life this had happened, as Mark Zuckerberg has become the victim of deepfake. About him, it has been seen that video in which he was portrayed was designed to show how people can use social media platform on the Facebook to deceive the people. The US President Joe Biden was also a victim of this deepfakes in 2020. The President Barack Obama, Donald Trump was also became the victims of this one. During the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2020, the Ukrainian president also was portrayed telling his troops to surrender to the Russians. In 2019, a deepfake video of the Speaker of the US House of Representative Nancy Pelosi was circulated on social media. The video was manipulated to make it appear as though Pelosi was slurring her words, and it was to damage her, what should I say, that her reputation. Further, what can we do? How we can get with this one? Means the technology, if you're using the technology in a positive way, it is very much beneficial. But if it comes into the hands of a wrong people, obviously it will create different issues, it will create different problems. As of now, deepfakers aren't a huge problem, but they likely increase in prevalence and quality over the next few years. If we are not going to take it in a proper, we won't guide our young generation specifically, that they need to be properly guided how to use these things. That doesn't mean you can't trust any image or video, but you should begin or to train yourself to be more aware of fake images and videos, especially when the videos are asking you to send money or personal information. This is how you can manage yourself, or you can protect yourself. And we should give this awareness to the other people as well. Interestingly, artificial intelligence may be the answer to detecting deepfakes. Models can be trained to recognize fake images at different apps has been discussed by the different speakers already, that the human eye can't detect. Keep a watchful eye on the development of the deepfake phenomenon over the next couple of years, and as always, remain vigilant. It is very much important that we should not believe on everything. We should not trust everyone, that whatever has been said or whatever has been given to us is correct or right. Now, how we can get the detect the deepfakes that's normal, that unusual or awkward face position, special position, unnatural facial or body movements, unnatural coloring, videos that look odd when zoomed in or magnified, inconsistent audio, people that don't blink, misspelling, sentences that don't flow naturally, suspicious source, email addresses, phrasing that doesn't match the supposed sender, out of context messages that aren't relevant to any discussion, event, or issue. Some of the people are used to remain asked this thing, that are the fakes are legal or illegal. So again, coming with this one, deepfakes are generally legal, and there are little law enforcement can do about them, despite the serious threats they pose. Deepfakes are only legal if they violate existing laws such as defamation or hate speeches. The lack of law against deepfakes is because most people are unaware of the new technology it uses and dangers. Because of this, victims don't get protection under the law in most of the cases of deepfakes. Because still, if we talk about the deepfakes in front of a layman, or in front of even those people who are using the technology, they are using the Facebook, they are using the Instagram, they are using different apps. But even if you talk about in front of them about the deepfake, they will become like this, that what is this? What about that? And then they move ahead and take. So it is very much important to give them the awareness that how these things can be properly used. The incredible creativity, no doubt, has created when we can easily get the contents and we can advertise accordingly, or we can use the contents in the entertainment. It becomes very much low-cost video campaigns like that has been given in Facebook, Instagram, different apps are using it. In COVID, we have seen the different professional training that has been given by different people. In that also that some deepfakes techniques has been used in different ways to impress the personalities, to impress different people. In art, we have seen that it is very much the incredible creativity of deepfakes has been shown that easily we can use the art and we can switch from one thing to another one. In the financial savings, again, when you use the deepfakes, when you call some celebrity, they will cost much. But if you just use their with their permission, again with their permission, with their consent on ethnic basis, if you use just their photographs, then again it saves a lots of finance. The second part of this presentation is the worrying future of artificial intelligence. We all know that what do we mean by artificial intelligence is particularly making the intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programming. Main goal of artificial intelligence was to create expert system to implement human intelligence in machines. Ideal strong artificial intelligence used to make machines intellectual capability is functional, equal to human, have sensory perceptions as human, go through the same education and learning process as a human child. The artificial intelligence technology was based on the machine learning, natural language processing, robotic process automation, machine vision, and the most important, robotics. Machine learning is a computer program that can learn from past experience to improve itself without being implicit programmed. Nowadays, we have seen that application of artificial intelligence can be seen everywhere. From healthcare to education, in every field, we can see that in the surgeries, artificial intelligence can be used. Previously, we used the old phenomena, but now the things are been changing, and in the healthcare, diagnosis has become very easy in the artificial intelligence, space explorations, military technology, drones with artificial intelligence technology, self-driving cars that is in your normal life. It is not important again that if you are in healthcare, if you are in some type of a profession, then only artificial intelligence is there. Artificial intelligence are nowadays everywhere around you. Artificial intelligence that is used in business, robotics process, robotic process automation is being applied to highly repetitive tasks normally performed by humans. Machine learning algorithms are being integrated into customer relation management platforms to uncover information on how to better serve customers. Artificial intelligence in businesses are giving the different tasks. In the business, you are getting different visions, you are getting different dimensions, you are getting different perceptions through the artificial intelligence. They are guiding directly and indirectly how to bring new innovative ideas in the business. In the education, the artificial intelligence tutors are there to access the students and adapt to their needs, help them to work at their own pace, and also provide support to ensure they stay on track. In finance, we have seen that the artificial intelligence has been applied in personal finance application to collect personal data and provide financial advice. The IBM Watson have been applied to the process of buying a home. Even most of the trading on Wall Street is done by the artificial intelligence software. In law, artificial system has been found while developing a swift through large amount of law document which can overwhelmed by different humans. In the manufacturing sector, we can also see that there are so many machines which are working in just few days. The things which can be created or which can be worked by different people that can be made. Obviously, in just the work of years and months can be done in just days or in hours. Artificial intelligence in air traffic control. Now, the most important thing is that should human be worried about artificial intelligence? Because we can see that all over the world, we have so much occupied by the artificial intelligence that even we sometimes cannot get out with that thing that can we do something without the artificial intelligence, without the support or existence of Google, or without the existence of the Siri and all those apps. This is the time where we should realize some most important things. It is a time where we have to look forward that either where we are going. According to the Stephen Hawking, I think the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. The artificial intelligence at one place, it has been said that excess of everything is bad. When you move ahead with the excessive things, it becomes sometimes bad. So it is better to have a realistic, it is better to have some codes, it is better to have some limitations of utilization of this artificial intelligence. According to Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, I think we should be very careful about artificial intelligence. If I were to guess like what our biggest existential threat is, it's probably that. So we need to be very careful with the artificial intelligence. According to the Bill Gates, I'm in the camp that is concerned about super intelligence. First, the machine will do a lot of jobs for us and not be super intelligent. That should be positive if we manage it well. A few decades after that, though, the intelligence is strong enough to be a concern. I agree with Elon Musk and some others on this and don't understand why people are not concerned. Even a big people are warning, giving us the point that we should think about this one, that how this artificial intelligence are influencing our daily lives. Concluding, all these things, a race by countries to achieve greater artificial technology may prove disastrous if precautionary measures are not taken on time. It is very much important that we are running in such an era that we all want to be a number one. Every country wants to be number one, and they are using different artificial intelligence. They are using different technologies. But in that, we are not thinking on this part that with all these artificial intelligence, where is human intelligence? It is only the human intelligence that can control all the artificial intelligence and other things. Thank you so very much. This was all about my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the wonderful information, Dr. Sadia. And we will go to the next session. For our audience, if you want to ask question, you can raise your hand or you can write in the room chat. For first question, we have some question audience from the YouTube from Miss Dia Rahmi. This is to our speaker. Is it possible if there is the society, culture, and also skills of the nation with the gap among the AI user with the condition of the nation identity vs creativity on using deepfakes? Thank you. For the question, I'm ready to write in the room chat from Miss Dia Rahmi.
Okay, maybe I will first to answer the question.
Yes.
Ms. Novita. Okay, maybe it can be used for a deepfake to make material in the form of an interesting learning video using famous people in the school. This famous person can give a certain lesson whose source is from teacher using facial expression from famous artists. Of course, permission is needed here. In a vocational high school, SMK in Indonesia, the fashion study program might be able to use the figure of famous people so that the resulting clothes can be worn by this figure to see if the clothes used are harmonious and appropriate. This is my answer. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe from another speaker will answering for the first question. Okay, we will go to the next question from Miss Febriana. Do deepfake have a negative impact because we edit someone photo or video? And is there technology to prevent deepfakes? Thank you. Maybe from Dr. Sadia or Dr. Olena, Dr. Mykola will answer.
Okay. As first of all, I would like to say that this has been discussed previously in the presentation that obviously The one thing that we should consider is its ethical consideration. If we are using someone's images or someone's photos, or we are misusing the things, obviously it will create the bad images in the society. And again, it will create a negative impact. So first of all, the unethical activities should be avoided. And every technology, even if you just see that simple mobile phone, simple smartphone can be used negatively. So obviously it can create, if we won't give the proper awareness to the people that how we can use deepfakes, or how we can get into this one, or what are the main points on which we can identify that these are deepfakes. Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe from Dr. Mykola.
Yeah, I would like to add that I guess that nowadays we only see this birth of this wide use of this technology. So I guess that in a couple of years, maybe we'll start to make some laws, and we will have some laws about artificial intelligence and about deepfakes, just like we have copyright laws for music, for videos, for everything, for media nowadays. And I guess that we will move to some rules, and maybe different countries will give different views on this, and in the end we will move on to some limitations in this field.
Okay, thank you for Dr. Mykola. And then the question for Dr. Olena. This is question from Miss Halima. How can the teacher or educator ensure that the student are on the track when they are using AI in learning? Thank you.
We can use a different program for education too. And for example, in our university, we change program for students, and we use different courses for students, and we propose this topic for diploma paper, for example, for our students too. And my proposition to our scientists to use this topic, and we can continue this research, for example, in this topic, and analyze situation in this area in artificial intelligence. And moreover, my proposition, maybe we can continue our cooperation, and maybe to write scientific article for in this topic too, for example. And we can continue by using international conference in this topic too, by invitation our students and students from other countries, and so on. My proposition for organizations and scientists for continue in this area too.
Okay, thank you. I think we don't have no more question again from the audience, and I will asking for our speaker. What our speaker think in the next 20 years regarding the impact that occur due this deepfake technology, along with the development of computer technology, with my cost more slender that will occur than the positive side? This is my question. Thank you.
So can I speak?
Yes.
Well, again, Novita, the most important thing is the awareness. Actually, the things has been promoted without giving the people awareness about it. In upcoming 20 years, no doubt, we cannot stop this technology to be used, but what we can do is with the great research, by giving different webinars and seminars, by providing proper awareness about all the generation, not only the young generation, to everyone, how to be protective with this one, how to be aware of these things, what are the pros, what are the cons. Again, we need a huge we need a huge research in this regard. that how we can be preventive, because every country has their own cultures, every society has their own cultures. So it is better to, according to the cultures, according to the, because Asian countries are different from the Western countries. So it is very much important that in whatever country you are, means at this moment we all belong to the different countries, but we are sitting together, we are providing a proper session, we are providing the awareness different by giving the presentations. So in this way, might be we can give a better environment to the upcoming generations. Thank you.
Thank
I
you
would
so
also-
much for Dr. Saida, maybe from Dr. Mykola and Olena.
Yeah, let me add a little thing. I guess that artificial intelligence will move on in its own way in the future years, but we also have this field in IT, which is called cybersecurity, and it goes with everything. And we have this cybersecurity with web technologies, with everything that is familiar for us today. And I guess that it's just going to be moved on, and it will spread also for on this topic of artificial intelligence and deepfakes, and those specialists from cybersecurity will have things done and understand how to prevent us from bad impacts of artificial intelligence and deepfakes.
We can use maybe different ways we can analyze situation, these deepfakes and these different programs software on the market. For example, we can analyze the situation, this real news and deepfakes, for example, to compare the bad situation and good situation and analyze. Maybe we need to analyze this development, these deepfakes, and maybe to form different system, control system for about development in this area, for example, and to continue research in this area, to analyze this development in this area, and to form control system for development of deepfakes.
Thank you so much for Dr. Olena, maybe from Mr. Migunani.
Okay, maybe in the next 20 years, there will be a lot of work that will be replaced by AI. It will also increase misinformation. For example, hot information and news, hot video. The positive is some job will become easier to do with the help of AI. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for our speaker. I think we don't have no more question again. Before we close this session, let us take a photo together. So everyone, please open your camera. Let's take a picture. I will take a photo on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Thank you. Thank you for your keen cooperation. Finally, we come to the end of the webinar today. We would like to repeat thank our speaker for their excellent information. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. We hope this information will be beneficial for our audience. And I hope we can meet again in another event in the future. Also, I would like to thank all participants for attending this webinar and making this even more interesting. At least we hope to have more collaboration in the future. The webinar for today and here. We hope to see you soon. Thank you and have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sadia, Ms. Olena, and Mykola.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.